Sistas fans, now this is probably one of my favorite TV Line articles by one of the cast members from Sistas. And to be honest, I'm surprised. I don't know, maybe because the Oval isn't as big as Sistas. It is a big show. It rivals Sistas in ratings, but I'm actually kind of shocked. Maybe there are TV Line articles for Oval characters, but nobody's ever sent them to me, and I've checked the website and I haven't really seen that many. But let's just focus on the Sistas one. And guys, as always, I will leave a link to the article in the comment section below if you want to read it for yourself. But I'm going through the whole thing because this is good. Tyler Perry's sisters, KJ Smith says Andi might not be a good friend for Fatima. And this was published on the 14th, so a couple days ago. All right, let's get into it. In season 2 of Sistas, Gary's soon-to-be ex-wife Jasmine rolled up on Andi with a couple of lady goons she had paid to rough up the attorney. I didn't know she paid them. I know those were her friends, but okay, whatever. Andi fought back as best as she could against all three of her attackers in the parking garage at her job, but she wasn't able to break free until her girl Fatima rolled up with a Glock and shut down their beatdown. Go back and rewatch the scene. Season 2 of Sistas is on BET+. It was one of the last episodes. It was either the penultimate episode. It was either episode 20 or 21. But either way, Andi was doing it. She wasn't winning, but she was definitely holding her own better than you would expect. She really was. Because Jasmine just slapped her once, and then her two girls got on her, but she was hanging in there. I don't think she would have won, but she was hanging in there. All right. Fast forward to season 4, and now Fatima could use Andi's professional and personal support, especially if Hayden presses charges. But will Andi pull up? KJ Smith, who stars as Andi on the wildly popular show, says, it may take a moment for Andi to return the favor if she returns it at all. Andi does owe Fatima, but you have to remember people are not built the same. Just because Fatima has been there for Andi doesn't mean Andi would do that for her. And this is the line I love a lot. There are friends who are fighters, and there are friends that run. They'll call and complain, but won't necessarily fight for you. It's going to be interesting for people to see what kind of friend Andi really is. And I was saying the same thing about Karen, last season when she was telling Fatima to move on. It's like, you know what? Andi isn't a good friend. She isn't on Karen's side. She should have told Karen that, what his status with Fatima is. And it's like, well, I think Andi was doing the right thing by, one, staying out of it, and 2, recognizing that her girl needed to let it go because her and Zach weren't a good fit. Karen was the one that ended it in the first place, and just because you still love him doesn't mean that he isn't allowed to move on. Well, what about her standing up for Andi against Gary and all? Because Andi said it to Karen in season 2. I wish I was more like you. I wish I could fight. I wish I could cut people off and just move on like you did with Zach when she was going to Aaron. But that isn't who she is. And what's that saying they always say is like, the reason you get disappointed all the time is because you expect others to do for you what you do for them. And like she said, there are friends who are fighters and there are friends who are run. Not everybody's built the same. Okay. KJ goes on to say, before fans start to attack her on Twitter, she hopes they will be patient with Andi as things play out this season. And I'm getting semi-distracted recording this video because the snow is really coming down. Sorry for the segue, but if it's really coming down in your area, please be safe. Don't go out unless you need to, and dress warmly. All right. I don't think we've gotten a chance to see Andi's evolution as a friend. In the first few seasons, Andi wasn't as present as she could have been because she was so wrapped up in her relationship with Gary. She was constantly disappointing her friends by showing up late and leaving early. She became more present, but was down on her luck. Now that her life is on the come up, what kind of friend will she be? There are women on this planet who are like this. I know some. They have to evolve into better friends. Here's my thing. This is what I love to hear from KJ. This is a lot better. I love hearing about the kind of person Andi is, the kind of friend Andi is. This to me sounds more realistic and natural than when she was trying to defend on the Sisters after show about how Andi having sex with other guys and, doing all this was to take back some of the power that Gary took. I wasn't down with that, but everything she's saying right here, I love it. Okay, she goes on to say, part of the problem is Andi's loyalties to Fatima and Karen. She loves them both for different reasons, but needs to be more honest. Okay, let's see what she has to say going on from here. If you can't evolve with your friend group, is that your friend group? Yep, that's a good question. Andi will eventually become a better friend, and I love it. You have to learn your friend's love languages. She is still figuring that out. Andi sees the potential in Fatima and Zach, and she doesn't want to lie about that to Karen when Zach treated Karen like a dog. Oh, let me read that again. Andi sees the potential in Fatima and Zach, and she doesn't want to lie about that to Karen when Zach treated Karen like a dog. Okay. In the end, Andi could lose Fatima and Karen's friendship if she isn't careful. Okay, last part. It's tough being diplomatic 100% of the time, especially when you feel like someone is questioning your loyalty as a friend because they're jealous. That's a worthiness issue. Karen needs to feel worthy of love and friendship and see that Andi can be friends with Fatima too. Fatima saved Andi's life, even though this isn't an article, on multiple occasions, and they value each other. Hopefully Karen will grow to see that and let go of the past. Well, sometimes it's like, hell, it feels like Captain America Civil War when it's like, he's my friend, Tony. So was I. So basically, Captain America is Andi. Fatima is, well, technically, Fatima's Tony. Well, who's Bucky in this situation? Well, Bucky would I think Bucky would actually be Fatima, and Iron Man would be Karen, because it's Karen and Andi who are fighting, not Fatima and Andi. But okay, that wind just blew a huge snowdrift towards the window. Sorry if you hear something clanging against the window as I'm recording. I'm really close to the window. But basically, I think this article did a good job focusing more so on Andi's development as a character outside of Gary. And if we actually see that happening, then I really am looking forward to season 4. And just to kind of give you a heads up, we're only 2 episodes into season 4, and I'm already enjoying this season a hell of a lot better than season 3. Seriously, I really am. But yeah, like I said, make sure you read this article from top to bottom. I think this is a very good topic of conversation. And like I said, if I was already set up in a new house and everything with more reliable Wi-Fi, I would love to do more of these interviews, like me doing interviews with cast, because I would just love doing those in-depth conversations. But hey guys, thanks as always for tuning in. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up to show you liked it. Hit subscribe as we close in on 200,000 subscribers. We're a little over 2,000 subscribers from that magic number. We just hit 9,000 followers on Twitter, so that's great. So follow me on social media. Links are in the description. Hit that bell icon and select all. That way you don't miss out whenever I post content on the channel. And if you want to donate, feel free to do so on PayPal or Cash App.